That metal is not going to come back, so to speak, and the rust particles are abrasive. And so until you actually drain that out of there, which is where the ashless dispersing comes in, but until you drain that rust out of there, it's going to act like a lapping compound, but you're still going to have damage to your, your cylinder barrel and your cam and everything else associated with that rust. So, yeah, it's a very real problem.
You can easily shred an engine because of rust.
Right.
I want to know how much you've had to change your oils to accommodate these Rotax style engines, small displacement engines running very high RPM.
Yeah, well, Rotax, that's a very good question. We don't have an oil that's approved for Rotax.
Oh,
not for lack of effort. I don't know if anybody's listening from Rotax, but we've approached them frequently over the last 10 years trying to qualify an oil for the Rotax engine, trying to get them to test our oil. Willingness to pay for all the testing as well. They're not interested. They're having too much fun selling engines. Well, or their own oil that they just released.
Yeah, they have a brother-in-law in the business.
Yes, exactly.
So for, Rotax owners and operators are, well, in my opinion, they're doing a disservice because the oil is not that special. I mean, it's as far as from a formulation standpoint. So I can't really answer any questions about Rotax oils.
Okay. All right. We've been speaking with Steve Strollo of Phillips 66 about oil and lubricant, the often overlooked, super important thing.
You really made that one good.
It's going down the tubes rapidly.
Yeah.
Swirling the drain.
This is Digital Dave.
Fast Eddie enjoying the view.
And we used to work for EAA Radio.
Here's an EAA radio interview from Oshkosh 2023.
This is Hot Start. I'm Digital Dave.
And I'm Fast Eddie. I'm loving that promo.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. I love that one, too. And joining us is Mr. Vic Krause, ball of energy that he is.
Gentlemen, good morning, and such a pleasure to be here with you.
Gentlemen.
Always.
He doesn't know us.
Yes, he does.
I know you guys.
He does. He tries to keep us away, though.
Really great to be here. Really is. Great.
So, Warbird Trans, what's going on?
Oh, man, I am scared. I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
I've done this 12 years.
And you're still scared.
I've never been this frightened before. Really, I'm serious. I got adrenaline. You saw me pull up on that bike. I'm just vibrating. And I think this EAA Air Venture 2023 is going to be the biggest and best. It's going to be a blockbuster. I'm just holding on tight. I'm scared we're going to be so overwhelmed. It's going to be phenomenal.
Well, judging from the number of people we've already seen on the field, I think you may be right.
The campers, Camp Scholler, they were all the way down to the property line, and then I saw some campers tearing down the fences of that property owner and moving onto his lot.
Wow.
So, I mean, they're way down south. It's going to be fabulous year.
It's going to be a great year.
Yeah.
Well, you've got incredible aircraft coming in this year, too.
Did you guys see that line of Corsairs right along, I guess that's Knapp, where it butts up at the west end of Fightertown? The west end of Fightertown. They placed a whole string of Corsairs. Boy, did they dominate the whole look of the west end of Fightertown. What a wonderful way to position those aircraft.
All right, Vic, don't keep us in suspense.
Yeah, how many Corsairs constitutes a string?
Yeah, really.
What's the question?
Okay, it's going to be one of those
I'm trying
years.
to keep up here. I really am. What was the question there?
How many Corsairs?
37.
What?
I made that up.
Yeah, I bet.
I want to say, okay, here's a prediction, because, 15 years ago they did the big celebration of Corsairs, and they got 10 here. That was like 2 less than the whole world fleet that was flying. So anyway, this year, I want to say, watch this. How about a dozen Corsairs before the dust settles?
Very nice.
I'd like to see that.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're on their way. They are on their way. Fightertown. I'm talking to the gal that runs Fightertown, Rhonda. And I said, how you doing? She goes, oh, I'm scared. It was another person that was scared.
Everybody's scared, yeah.
She said, we have 35 or 6 Mustangs, single-engine Corsairs, fighters, P-What. And we only got 32 spaces in Fightertown. I said, what a great problem to have.
No kidding.
They're going to put a couple
on our
on
campsite.
Yeah, you can have one in your campsite. We're looking for people that'll sponsor these Mustangs. So, yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But you've got other aircraft coming in, too. And this is...
Well, I hope so.
This is one that I am really looking forward to. I am a huge fan of the Lockheed Constellation, and you've got a Connie coming in today.
Isn't that something? What a bird. What a majestic bird. When you see that thing on the tarmac, you go, what? It's just such a beauty. What a majestic aircraft.
Okay. How much are the rides?
Rides? If you can sneak aboard, it don't cost a dime.
No. Take my money, please.
Yeah, here's another reason I'm scared. I was up, me and Joe.
EAA Radio is sponsored in part by Green Bay Austin Straubel International Airport. Information is available at flygrb.com or visit them at booth number 3143 in Hangar C during AirVenture.
Not at 4, but at like 6:15, a family of 7 shows up, and we're going, guys, we haven't even got the dew off the trams yet. Give us a little time before you pile in. But the first tram already left probably a half hour ago.
Wow.
So we have seen you know what? Thank you, Hal Bryan. Did you see today's paper? He puts this big banner up in the corner, tram tours at the Warbirds area, 7:30 to 2. Giving us a real splash of ink on that paper. Yeah, great job. And I want to thank all the media people. I mean, guys, Bush, Hal, and just all the worker bees that make it happen. Great group of people here at the EAA. Absolutely. I have pressed the print shop. I've pressed the sign shop. There is not an operation here that I haven't mooched some big stupid favor from. But you know what? We were ready. We were ready last night. That was a world's record also. But yeah, my team, they're awesome. Are you guys going to sneak away and get?
Oh, we'll get over there.
Yeah, come on up.
I'll be down there today. I want to see the presentation on Rosie the Rocketeer.
Oh, yeah, that'll be pretty cool. You got to do all of it. So come on up to Warbirds. Everybody come on up to Warbirds.
Not all at once, though. Space it out.
Yeah.
Now, is Rosie the Rocketeer, I just read in the paper yesterday that this aircraft has been recently discovered and recently restored. Is Rosie the Rocketeer here?
Boy, you are putting me on the spot.
Good.
I got to tell you, this is a rare admission. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! I felt the earth.
I've never said that in 12 years here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, there's a disturbance in the force today.
Yeah, I'll know tomorrow morning because I'm writing that question down right now.
I was going to say we want some research.
Okay.
I was going to say it'd be really neat to see the real thing.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of real things here this year.
Well, there always is.
We're excited as all get out. A lot of activities, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hartzell's doing their special party for us. That'll be going on this evening. And did I
hear the word mooch?
Yeah.
That's a big-time mooch. But did I tell you about the concert that we're doing?
No.
Tell us.
Oh, do tell.
Get ready for this. Brace yourself. So, yeah, Courtesy Aircraft, Bill Geist, a couple of the guys in War, they go, hey, you know what, why don't we get a little musical group together and throw a little wing ding for the boys? And it just, you know how those little ideas mushroom and evolve. And the next thing you know, we're having a concert tonight called Rock Your Wings at Warbirds. And it's going to be Aaron Thea and Tom Tippin. And they're going to perform, I think, starting 6:30, and after them, Redline 7000. And they planned on like 50 people at first, then 500. I'm thinking it's going to be like 5,000 before they're done.
What's it take to get in?
You got to just cut that. You got a pair of diagonal cutters. You can cut those plastic fence wires down and cut those zip ties. No,
wait
it's a free concert. How about that idea?
Yeah,
Well, Vic, we know you, so I figure you get us VIP passes.
There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Not. But then,
Yeah, you get a seat in the porta potty.
anyway, that's cooking tonight. So, just all kinds of things happening on the Monday.
6:30.
Yeah. We're going to be, people will be piling in over there, Warbird's Alley, like you will not believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to find the place, just look up. You can see our flags. We got flags 20 feet in the air, 20, 25 of the flags, all our sponsor banners, Covington, Concord, Hartzell, Tempest, Aero Group, and, of course, the United States of America, American flag, and Warbirds of America. You can see that flag all those flags from at least a quarter mile away.
Well, we'll be sure to be looking for those.
Come on up.
I'll be down there today.
Yeah,
Come
we'll
on
be
up.
down
Ride
there
that tram. Ride that tram.
All right, we're going to hijack one.
Very good. So, yeah, what's with you guys? You guys always got a story for me.
Oh.
Monday morning, first light. What?
We're awake.
Yeah.
I'm awake. I don't have
I'm at a
a lot of
loss.
stories.
That motorcycle running good?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ah, good job. That's it.
No crazy stories this year.
Not yet, anyway.
Ah, hell, they'll develop. That'll
Well-
be maybe tomorrow. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's always tomorrow.
Well, if I make it down for the concert, I guarantee you there'll be crazy stories
Oh,
tomorrow.
boy.
Well, we'd love to see. I hope you make it up.
Oh, we'll make it up there. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Excellent.
How many trams are you running? Did you add more?
We added that third one last year, so we
Right.
got 3 of them going, and so every 20, 30 minutes, them things are round robin all the way. And I mean, we beat the grass dead by Tuesday afternoon. You can see our tracks wherever we've been. You can follow where the tram was.
Right, you do the self-guided tram tour.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new volunteers this year,
Oh, that's
narrators,
great.
a bunch of new drivers, and things are all shaping up to be. And the weather, it looks like it's going to cooperate too. So here we go on
Here we
a
go.
wonderful air venture. You
It's
betcha.
looking good,
Yeah.
and you're going to be full up.
Well, we are. So I tell everybody, get there early. Not at 4:50 or 5:15, but get there early. First tram, 7:30, they go out, and the crowd lines are pretty slim then. But boy, by 9 o'clock, it's we're starting to build up a wait time. So
Okay.
we encourage everybody. Hey, we got canopies now for the shade. For the people waiting in line. So all our sponsors ponied up and bought canopies. So we got shaded lines even that you wait in. So
Oh, that's nice.
making it as
Yeah.
comfortable before the ride as during.
Very good, very
Yeah.
good. And you got Warbirds in review. You got a full schedule.
You bet we do. And that's firing up, 10 o'clock today, and then again, I think at 1. So 10 and 1 every day. And it's always a surprise package. But all you got to do is jump on that Air Venture Today magazine, look at the schedule, and you'll see who's talking when.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I can't wait to see the Connie in there.
Oh,
Yay.
I
man.
don't think it'll fit.
Well, they'll find a way, believe me.
All right, this is Digital Dave,
And I'm Fast Eddie.
and this is EAA Radio.
Here's an interview from 2016.
And we are back. Joining me now is author Mark Wortman. Mark, welcome back to Air Venture.
Steve, it's wonderful to be here.
You said you were here a couple of years ago,
Yep.
and you showed a movie at Theater in the Woods. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I did an earlier book called The Millionaires Unit. It's about a group of aviators who came from very privileged background. And in 1916, they formed a squadron that became the beginnings of the Navy Air Reserve. And then when the U.S. entered World War I, then known as the Great War, they became the nucleus of the Navy's Air Service. And out of that group came the Navy's first air ace, the first American to fly in bombing missions. Sadly, the first American uniformed air casualty. That group included the future during World War II, both heads of
Go
the
4681,
War and
contact Morse,
Navy
you approach
Department's
125.35.
aviation wing, so responsible for building up that huge Air Force that won the war, dazzled the world. And that was the inspiration for a documentary called The Millionaires Unit, like my book, and we premiered it here. It was a great evening at the Fly-In Theater, and it was amazing to see it on the screen there. I was a talking head and a consultant in the making of the film, and there was nothing more fun.
Good. Well, I wanted to set that up to let
Tower 179 Romeo, 2 mile right base 18.
1941 fighting the Shadow War. You are a
179 Romeo, runway 18, you're clear to land, wind 1909, gust to 14, the altimeter is 2982.
I mean, there have been other books written about the run-up
Romeo.
Number 4830, Papa, you can cross runway 27, take a left turn on Foxtrot to Discover Flight.
States into the war, but what was the inspiration for
Cross 27, left turn on Foxtrot to Discover 4830, Papa.
To this. Well, one was my father was.
Good afternoon, Oshkosh Ground 44819 at Discover. We got Charlie, taxi for northeast departure.
The big one was the war that was consumed.
44819, taxi to runway 18, you could take November 4, Bravo 3, cross 27, taxi down 13, hold short of 5.
Just the awareness that the U.S.
November 4, Bravo 3, cross 27 on 13, hold short of runway 5, 44819.
1937, with Japanese aggression there, and going on in Europe since September 1939. We didn't get in until we were, at least officially, until we were attacked. And so I wanted to understand what was going on with the country that we really allowed Hitler to overwhelm Europe and threaten to invade Great Britain. And we were seemingly sitting back in what was known then as isolationism. So I wanted to understand that better. And I also wanted to put all of this within a global context. We tend to think about what happened then as the United States was at peace, and suddenly we were attacked. And there was much, much more going on. And in many ways, we were actually neck deep in the war, especially in Europe, but also in Asia, well before Pearl Harbor. And what was going on in the U.S. domestic scene with the politics of isolationism versus particularly the White House's and President Roosevelt's desire for intervention in Europe, those politics were being reflected in the war itself. Hitler was very aware of the American domestic scene, and Japan was very aware of what was going on here. And so for them, their decisions in making war, and ultimately Japan's in attacking at Pearl Harbor, were tied to what was going on directly in the United States.
And I did enjoy that part of the book, how you put everything in a global context. That something I hadn't really connected before is decisions made in the United States, either moving toward or away from getting in the conflict, were actually Hitler and Japanese emperors and Japanese military leaders were watching that very closely and trying to interpret what the United States was going to do, who was going to fire the first shot. And it's a very a tense time, and I think we tend to gloss over 1941 from January until early December when we're teaching history, and it was really a very conflicted time. I mean, you had some
419, you can cross runway 5, taxi runway 18 at Alpha 1.
President, his
Crossing 5, Alpha to Alpha 1, short of 18, 44819.
and you went back and
17 Delta Romeo, you can make a left turn on Alpha Taxiway, taxi northbound on Alpha Taxiway, cross 1, 3, and 5, hold short of 9.
He's of course a fascinating
Alpha,
figure. He was
cross 1395, hold short runway 9179
one of the best
Romeo.
known people in the entire world, and certainly considered the foremost aviation authority in an age which aviation was really in the sort of the great technology of the moment. And he had gone to Germany and had he had attended the Nazi Olympics in '36, and he had done an inspection tour of Nazi aviation, and he was deeply impressed. He was so impressed that he was actually planning to rent a house and move to Berlin. And he came back to the United States and became a chief spokesman for the isolationists. He was completely opposed to U.S. getting involved in the war in Europe. He considered it to be a European problem, not an American problem. I went through his diaries. They were published in book form, but they were expurgated, I found. And I went through the original diaries. He kept very careful notes about his day, his thinking. And he was remarkably obsessed with, in particular, with what he saw as the influence of Jews on Americans being pushed into a war he considered to be not an American issue. And he thought that Jews in America were a force that he considered to be other than American, and pushing America in secret into the war. So he had a lot of obsessions with that, and in many ways were very unfortunate. But he also eventually, 1941 as a year, ended up being a duel between him and FDR over would the U.S. go to war or not. And Lindbergh was a powerful force. He went around the country speaking at rallies. There would be tens of thousands of people who would turn out to hear him speak. And, FDR, as a result of the power of the isolationists, said, I'm not going to fire the first shot. He said, I'm going to have to be pushed into the war by the American people. And so he was pushing our Navy well out into the Atlantic until finally we were patrolling within a few hundred miles of the British Isles. In fact, way before Pearl Harbor, the Navy was in the fight. There were U.S. destroyers that were hit by torpedoes. The Reuben James was sunk in November 1941. So we were up to our necks in the war before Pearl Harbor. And there's always this question: Did FDR know that the Japanese were going to attack Pearl Harbor? Well, he did not. He did not. He knew that there was that war was imminent. But I've been to the FDR library many times, researching there.
Number 41967, contact Milwaukee, approach 125.35.
Since World War II, there are researchers who are trying to find the smoking gun.
Tower 44819, holding short runway 18, Alpha 1, ready for takeoff northeast.
It says
44819, runway 18, northeast departures approved, group takeoff.
Anticipated the
group takeoff to the northeast, runway 18, 44819.
Reading in your book, you get a sense of how conflicted he was. He knew that eventually the United States would end up in the war, but he didn't, as you said, didn't want to push America or make the first shot. He wanted the American people to be behind him.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to know what would have happened if the attack hadn't taken place on December 7th, how long the United States may have...
179 Romeo, you can make you can cross 27 park.
Would the Navy be involved? You mentioned the Navy being involved.
Navy service
flyers were actually the one of the people in the book...
179 Romeo, you can cross 27 park.
Saw the Bismarck.
Thanks so much. Cross 27 park. Have a good night.
Helped sink
Sure, it was Lieutenant Tuck Smith.
Thank you. Yeah. So, we were there, but it would be fascinating to know what would have happened.
Is with
Sure, and there's the other, what if Hitler had not declared war on the United States?
Right.
We didn't.
Here, 901, Milwaukee approach, Oshkosh altimeter 2981, clear visual approach on
I
927.
enjoyed the book, Mark. Like I said, I've read other books about 1941 and the run-up to the war, but I enjoyed yours very much. And
thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Mark Workman, he's the author of 1941, Fighting the Shadow War. This is From the Stand. I'm Steve Buss, and you're listening to EAA Radio.
Now here's another classic interview from the 2019 EAA Radio Archives.
Welcome to Squawk 1200. I'm Afterburner Al.
Paul Pradecker. Al, it's our third day. We've had some tremendous guests the first 2 days. We're midweek, and we're having a great show, so we should just keep that going.
I think we should. We have a full house.
Roy 3545, Milwaukee approach, Oshkosh altimeter 2981.
Rick Siegfried, my friend from many, many years. Director
I thought I was your friend.
Oh, I'm in a quandary here. Who do I choose? Rick Siegfried, who is the director of Warbirds of America, and he's joined by Bob Warner and Bill Davis of Johnson Financial Group. Welcome.
Well, we're glad to be here. Yeah. You know, it was a long 2 years, but man, it couldn't be better. Everybody is so happy to be up here at Oshkosh once again, EAA Air Venture. We're just thrilled. Down the buzz is high in our area. Everywhere else I've gone, down in Vintage, Ultralight. So we were down there last night watching the Stoll deal. It's fantastic.
It's teeming with activity.
Well, when I drove into the area on Sunday afternoon and I saw campers parked out by Highway 41,
you knew something was up.
I knew we were going to have a good show for sure. So Rick, if you would, tell our audience about Operation Gratitude.
Well, Operation Gratitude is very important to us. You know, when we all
Boy, 35,
lost
45
Oshkosh
affirmative,
last year in
13,000
Air
is your final.
Venture, and we missed our. We all started coming up here, just as Paul used to say, to see the airplanes. It's the people that keep us coming back, and the people are hugely important to this entire operation.
4419 is just out to the northeast. Just be advised, I do have traffic coming in IFR about 10 miles to the north, 3,200 feet. They're coming in pretty fast, but I'll be here shortly.
Try to do something.
Copy. We'll remain on the shoreline as we work our way more northeast.
He's going to be coming right along the shoreline, so either maybe go a little bit more north, like along the center line of 1-8 to get that to more east.
Over the last 18 months.
Copy, we'll turn inbound and
how do we
you want me to check the center line outbound, northbound?
Yeah, that'd be great. Just like, cut it over a little bit to the 360 heading and then northbound along the center line out. Northbound, and I'll let you know when he's fast.
Copy off. I just feel a little weird tracking final like that, but yeah, I'll check the 360 on the center line for 1-8.
To go to a new squadron. The brass commander will welcome you into the squadron.
Command 0127, your clear land, wind 19012. You have 2
handshake, and that's your challenge going, and you keep it with you at all times. And the fun side of that is, especially when you go to the O Club at the end of the day, if you happen to do that, and you're with your
look at the traffic inside, he's going to be at about your 1 o'clock now from your position, up 4 miles,
if somebody puts the
2,800.
challenge going down on the bar,
everybody
else will show up and put their challenge going on the bar as well. Because if somebody doesn't have their challenge going, they get to buy a round for the bar. However,
it'd be expensive.
It could be. However, if you put the coin down and everybody has their coin,
Looking at 01 traffic is head to you right about the 1 o'clock. They're heading northbound 2,200 feet. They're going to be along the center line for 1-8 out northbound.
And we wouldn't be able to put this challenge going problem on for our volunteers if it wasn't for the help financially from Johnson Financial.
409 traffic should be off your right side now, about a mile and a half, 2,500.
Joining us today.
So, Rick, you started out by talking about volunteers, and of course, EAA is so heavily driven by the volunteers.
Traffic now about a mile off your right side.
Without the volunteers.
Going out northbound 2,300.
When I think about the EAA slogan, it's a spirit of aviation. All of that is coming from the volunteer efforts. So, in the Warbird area, how many are participating in this?
409, as you can pass behind that traffic in the northeastbound.
Doing various jobs.
Copy, we'll pass
and then we have about
head
400
northeast,
airplanes that show up.
Then doing the traffic up on as you
considered
inside.
volunteers, so all of them will get a personal handshake from one of our board of director members. We're just not putting these in a package and sending it to them. We're trying to keep up the tradition of shaking the hand of each and every one of those people and thanking them for their dedication, the fact that they lost last year and are here again this year.
And Bob, with Johnson Financial Group, how did the connection develop? How did you two get together and make a commitment to this?
Yeah, Paul, that's interesting. As you may know, and a lot of your viewers and your listeners may know, Johnson Financial is a full-service financial services company, and a lot of our work is spent in helping people figure out retirement planning and estate planning and investment planning. And one of our focuses over the years has been working with commercial aviators, commercial airline pilots, as they prepare for all of those irrevocable decisions. So we had a long history of working with pilots, and as you know, commercial pilots, a lot of them own their own planes and fly their own planes as well, and they were fans of EAA. So we really got interested in it through our clients. We have clients in 44 states.
7570 Milwaukee approach. Oshkosh altimeter 2981.
Every year and love it.
Well, and could we talk about Sam Johnson?
What's the other one? You can make a right turn at Bravo 2 in the back here, and I got you up whenever you're ready.
Bravo 2, go ahead.
Command 01, you're clear to Milwaukee. Has filed. Climb maintain 3,000. Expect 5,000 10 minutes after departure. Contact Milwaukee departure 127.0 squawk 4365.
Of course, everybody knows the story, flying into South America to mine the Karuba wax for Johnson Wax.
Command 01, you're back. It's taxi.
Based here in Wisconsin. So there's a long history of the affection for Air Venture and pilots.
Yeah, it's a great story. Yeah.
This is the first year Johnson Financial joined the Warbirds of America in a sponsorship role, and we're just so glad that they stepped up and did it.
So, Bill, is this your first time here, or have you been to...
First time at Oshkosh?
Yes.
No, in fact, it's been too many years, though. I've owned a Cherokee 6 PA 32-260 for 30 years now.
Classic.
But I last had a chance to get here in 2009, so I'm delighted this time to finally return. And I brought family with me this time, too, and my daughter and granddaughter are loving it here.
Very good. So, what's your effort next year? I mean, do you have a sight on?
We want to let me a little bit more about our volunteers down there.
Sure.
All of our flight line, our security people are all going to get one of these challenge coins so they can help remember this year. We're never going to sell these coins. We're never going to distribute them any other time. So they're really important to the volunteers. They've been very well received. You never really know if the lady volunteers in the merchandise mart, and then we have men volunteers there too. Non-pilots are really going to appreciate them, and they all do, and it's really an opportunity. Next year, we're going to work for something else to do. We've got ideas in the back of our head. We're not quite ready to execute them, but come next week, we're going to start thinking about those plans.
You may have mentioned this before, but how many volunteers do you have?
We have over 1,000 total, 600 on the ground volunteers, and about 400 pilot volunteers.
And because you do, some of your volunteers work in flight operations, how often do you provide trainings, for some of your operations on the field?
Many of the gentlemen and women that bring airplanes into AirVenture spend the weekend prior to this, and actually several times throughout the year, they get together with their groups of similar type aircrafts and go to clinics where they practice formation flying. There's a whole system of, you got to start out with a wing card, which means you're allowed to fly on the wing. Once you have some experience in that several years, you can move up to a leader card, and then you can lead one of the flights. They were practicing down at Dubuque, Iowa, in the North American Trainer Association in fighters and T-6s. The T-28s were Sheboygan. The Red Stars, I wasn't quite ready for that. They were practicing somewhere, and I believe that the T-34s were up in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. So they're trying to be fairly close to Oshkosh, so it's an easy trip in, and they all fly in mass, and that's what we all did on Monday, hopefully to the delight of the listeners of EAA Radio, and we had the Warbird Air Show.
Do you find that the volunteers come back from year to year, or do you get new ones and a little bit of everything?
We hope to have a few new ones and younger ones, and we don't allow volunteers until they're 16 years of age, but we put the young kids to work also just to make sure that they're going to continue volunteer. And we give out 30-year awards. We've had people coming that long to volunteer for us, not just come to the event. My first EAA experience, I was much younger in those days, was actually in Rockford.
You look like you were born at a very early age.
But anyway, so I did go to Rockford a couple times back in the 60s. I've been here continuously, not as long as many of our listeners out there, but since 84, I've been here every year.
That's outstanding.
I was going to ask, what was it like to reconnect with all your volunteers over the break?
This year, it's been very, very busy. I mean, people are just so glad to see each other. We tried to stay in communications. We had many, calls like everybody else did just to stay in contact. And what are we going to do this year? Let's face it, the planning, not knowing what's going on, we had to get together and how are we going to handle what's going to be different this year after the last 18 months we've been through to remember how we do our jobs. We trained the ground personnel. They had to attend a safety seminar to make sure they remembered how to marshal aircraft. The security people needed to kind of work. They help us direct traffic, do different items. How are they going to run the volunteer kitchen down there? They had to come up with a plan, had to adapt to the guidelines from EAA, the state of Wisconsin, and fortunately the United States of America.
When did you know for
Milwaukee,
sure?
it's Gulf Hawk 1 with you leveling 5,000.
Well, I knew I was coming.
Last year.
2019.
Gulf Hawk 1, walk your approach, Southwest altimeter 281, climb maintain 13,000.
I bring my whole family up here.
We cleared to 13,000, 2981, Gulf Hawk 1.
Here, and we're here for the week. We have a blast.
Yeah, I think so many people were just, waiting to hear, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And I think once there was word, it opened up the floodgates.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's great.
So, Bob and Bill, tell us a little bit more about how you plan to be involved next year.
Well, it's up to Rick, of course. We're just happy to be involved. You just listened to the description of all the volunteers, and any successful organization like this needs a lot of great people involved. And Rick's leadership has just been fantastic, and so we've been very pleased and happy and honored to be part of the program up here at AirVenture and sponsoring.
Gulf Hawk 1, what's your encore setting in West?
Volunteers is just it's just a super thing for us to be.
Rick.
202 for Gulf Hawk 1.
You bet. It's our pleasure. We'll do it again next year when we bring the same team together to announce another fun, fascinating...
33-3, direct to west.